Welcome everyone to the 2023 International Racing League season. We're here for round 17 of 28 here at the Circuit Theories Account, located in Grand Fenwick. This is the only track in the world where the racing surface itself travels between country boundaries as it goes in between Grand Fenwick and the country of France. Exiting the round of France, which is located in Paris, we had several post-race penalties and a few controversial ones as well. And not only that, after qualifying for this race, more penalties galore. Eric Monaco was disqualified from qualifying and given a 25-point penalty for an illegal modification of a spoiler. Effectively at speed, the spoiler would flex or bend downwards, creating a little drag. That has been outlawed for a while, and he was sent to the rear of the field. The grid is also extremely jumbled up with all the grid penalties, so let's take a quick look at the starting grid for the 2023 round of Grand Fenwick. It would have been a team dart 1-2 with Tobash having the advantage over Olivia Stolarska. However, Stolarska's penalty means that Sam Mee is going to start second for the first time in her International Racing League career. Row 2 has Lou Hemington, an independent drifter rival to be, and Shrek Talger for AK's Racing's best career qualifying effort, and Talger's best career qualifying effort as well in car number 74. Row 3 has both the Evergreen State Racing drivers of Dakota Brothers and Jimmy Logano. Both had strong runs in Paris, however they were destroyed by one reason or another. Row 4 has Brady Thorne and Kyle West. Steve Thorne looking for Toyota Racing's first full-time driver win, while Kyle West wants a decent run. Another Toyota is in row 5 and Astra making their debut. On top of that, they are auditioning for the R&D driver role for that team. Aiden Jackson is on their outside. Two drivers looking to turn around their seasons are in row 6. Viola Lang and Ferrari seasons have been already terrible, while Callie Mayer, while threatening to discard the last possible second due to her brother's illnesses and injuries, is still trying to get a feel for international racing league competition. However, they've been doing a good job. Row 7 has Kyle Kirkland, who is leaving this team at the end of the season, and Bull Great Daniel, the reigning champion on a bit of a championship hangover. No wins yet for her. Row 8 has the third Toyota of Wesley Jewell and Caitlin Tannerhill. Jewell looking for his first career win, while Tannerhill is still trying to pile the pressure. Another driver looking for their first career win is Penn Harrington on the inside of row 9. Everett Masana is looking to try to get Roy Inc. back in the victory lane. Everett Masana and Roy Inc.'s season as a whole have been terrible. Row 10 and Verlon looking for qualifying a bit higher, and Jeff Bonner in another solid qualifying effort for AK Racing. Row 11 has Christopher Regazzoni and Rich Roy. Both drivers have had horrible seasons. Regazzoni because of injury, Roy because of quite literally everything. Row 12 has Mick McHugh, the independent trophy driver, and Tessa Wolf, who has been turning heads in the good way in car number 420, having stellar starts and stellar runs throughout the season. They have a podium, and could be looking for more. They almost got another one at Paris last time out. Row 13 has Allison Holiday, who wanted more in her qualifying effort. Gates Bryan got the Richford car right about where we expected. Same can be said for Juan Sebastian and Jeffrey. Ace Smithley, this could be her last ride in car number 14 after a horrible season. Dodge Walker Racing seems to have enough for her. And Max Verstappen's weekend has been playing with mechanical problems and engine failures. They had an issue getting that car to the grid with that smoke billowing out of the rear of that 37 car. So Verstappen, I think, just wants to finish this race. And the last 3 rows, Baggett Regazzoni and Dylan Speeds. Regazzoni had a horrible qualifying run. Speeds threw it off in the sand trap in the last corner, which is why he's back down here. Stolarska, Carson, and the 2 car all had penalties from their incidents in Paris, and Monaco got disqualified from qualifying, which is why he's back there and in last. Topash has the field at her control as the green flag is dropped, and away we go. Great start by Topash. Sam Mee was caught sleeping, but jammed up Talger in the 74. Hemington got a great start. Mee did not get to get there at all, but Talger's going to get the run down in turn number 1 as they are 3 wide for second. McKelsey Topash has a clean road ahead of her. As they come into turn number 1, Mee gets loose, has to back out of it. She's split by Talger and Hemington. Almost makes contact with Logano, who got a great start. Dakota Brothers is boxed in behind Mee and Kyle West in the 1 car. Topash is going to lead them out in turn 3. Trek Talger in second, the AK Racing car. Logano throws it in 2. As he's going to try to make second for himself, but slides a bit wide. Talger holds on to the spot for now. Kelsey Topash got the best start she could have possibly imagined. They're all battling behind her. She's trying to drive away as quick as she can. Deep in the field, we got Christopher Regazzoni under attack from Bryan. And Tessa Wolf. Dylan Speeds making a 4 wide. Speeds and Smithley rush up the track. Contact, and all 3 of them off the course and into the wall. And the horrible no-good season for Christopher Regazzoni continues. Talger onto the curb, and Sam Mia pounces, coming down this back straightaway of sorts. Most of your passing opportunities are going to happen in that little section. A lot of drivers have been clipping that curb. It is very easy to hit. Talger on the outside of Sam Mee. Talger gives her plenty of space. There's plenty of runoff that's been extended over the last few years. This used to be a Formula X circuit. Mee up to third. Behind them are the two Toyota drivers battling. And we're looking at Ann Astra, the 18 car, the third Fenwickian to make a start. The Royal family had their twins make a start last season. The Bascom twins to not very much success. And Astra, though, has been busy in late model racing, mainly in Europe. So Astra has a lot more experience than the twins do. They are currently side by side with Leslie Jewell, Car 19, their teammate and full-time teammate, as Astra gives up the spot. Deeper in the field, Juan Sebastian in the 75 car for the Michelin daughters, with his shady Russian money, making another start for the team. They've managed the trip out here to Europe. And here we got Ivan Carson, him and Stolarski were thrown to the back of the field after collisions under yellow, while in Garrison, the 2 car was thrown to the back of the field for a strip, wrecking half the field on lap 9 or something like that. Eric Monaco, that blue car you see at the top of the screen, for a split second, it got thrown back here because of a qualifying infraction that we mentioned in the grid piece. Meanwhile, Kelsey Topash is under threat from Jimmy Logano. Logano gonna have a run on underneath or under in turn 1. This is gonna what Sam Mee wants to see. And so is Trek Talger. Side by side coming down into turn number 2. Logano has the power on. Seems to be faster than that 3 car. Coming into 3, he is alongside the 42. Topash gonna try to fight him off for as long as he can. But that kind of like slipped a bit entering that section. That bit of essence has been painful for everyone all weekend. Logano gets past. Sam Mee smells blood. Maybe a bit of contact. Topash on the curb. They touch. Almost a disaster, but they both keep it straight. Trek Talger looking at this, licking his lips. Hopefully maybe getting a run on these two as they are still side by side. Topash. I wonder if they had a qualifying sub, because she is fighting that one fighting a lot more than she would be normally. Talger has gotten alongside Sam Mee and is going to try to take advantage of the 3, jamming up the 104. Sam Mee in her few starts has been quite good with Citroen Sport. The issue is Murphy's Law seems to follow her, except for her home race in the Netherlands. That 1 car, Bolga Danis, qualified 14th up to 5th after 2 laps. So I think that 1 car has been, at least has a lot of short run pace. And she is looking for an opportunity to pounce on the 2 drivers ahead of her. 2 rather inexperienced drivers, but very good drivers. As I mentioned, Daniels' championship defense has gone too great. She's 5th in the standings. However, Monaco and Harrison have been simply faster than her. Side by side for 3rd, though, is Talger and Mee. Keep on dueling. They've been side by side for almost an entire lap at this point, so this has been very good fighting. As they enter turn number 1 to start the next lap number 3. Bolga makes it 3-1. That's a daring move on the Norwegian. Talger backs out. Talger backs out, but they're still side by side. Daniel's trying to get the run on Sam Mee. Talger, I think, was caught off by surprise. I think Mee was as well, but Mee is able to keep the power down by the time they get into turn number 2. Talger sticking his nose in a bit, thinks better of it, and chops out of that. Bolger a bit loose, and is now fighting the 74. Dakota Brothers looking to join the fun. Again, Talger sticks his nose in, and that's allows car number 1 to take 3rd. Very aggressive battle on the top of the field as Sam Mee's into the curb, and I may give Talger a bit of a fright. Dakota Brothers sneaks his nose in to maybe have a run at this 104. Thinks better of it, jumps back behind. Talger gets the power down as they enter the left-hander. Right now, the Toyota are 12th, 13th, and 14th. Jewell leads the Thorn leading Astra, who is under pressure from, I think that's Kyle Kirkland. Meanwhile, Wesley Jewell is currently trying to fight the 22 car. Lou Hamilton had a horrible start. He's all the way down to just inside the top 10. Meanwhile, Eric Monaco is in the points. That is, I want to say, 15th. He's dueling Viola Ling and Caitlin Tannerhill. Monaco had a 106-point lead entering this weekend. Qualifying happened. That lead's now down to 86 points, but it's still well over a race lead, so Monaco can afford to take it somewhat easy, especially since Garrison's in the back. Christopher Regazzoni taking the pit lane. That car is beat all to hell. Gaze Bryan follows suit a few laps later. to repair the damage, along with a Smithley. Meanwhile, Ingierson's teammate, Bulgar Daniel, has run down the 3 car, who looks like she is struggling. Now that 3 car looks awfully tight, a similar thing that we saw in Paris, where she washed up into Wesley Jewell and caused the first caution of the race. But she is fighting her car more than anyone else in the racetrack, which is not really what you want anywhere, especially the middle section. There's a crash behind them. I think Kyle West and Wesley Jewell made contact as Engie takes the spot away from the 3 car. As here's a view of it. This is Kyle West. Looks like Kyle West hit the curb, and the 19 had nowhere to go but into him. That's a bit interesting. Now, Lord Wesley Jewell here. If the curb wasn't there, I could see that being a slam dunk penalty, but considering the one hit the curb and lost a ton of speed all of a sudden, I don't know. I know you're responsible for the car ahead of you, but I don't think you can protect someone hitting the curb. Talger making the lunge for 3rd now on Kelsey Topash. This is this team's best for the day, outside maybe Texas, where Jeff Bonner was leading right in the race. However, AK Racing, except for the one time with Penn Harrington early on in the season, I think Argentina or something like that, this is the first time that team has shown genuine, very fast pace. And Talger, considering this is the first time I think his car hasn't been destroyed or damaged within the first 10% of a race, he's making the most of it. He is trying to put the pressure down on Kelsey Topash. He's got Sam Mee, but he's pulling a gap on Sam Mee. He's actually rolling down the 3 car. Running down the 3 car, however, I think everyone is, because that 3 car does not look comfortable at all. But regardless, Talger having a very clean run. AK Racing does not have a lot of money. There's some thoughts that Talger was going to bring on more money than Harrington. Clearly looking at the car, that's not the case. However, I think Talger has brought raw speed, and he's going to try to use it. He's going to go on the inside of car number 3 entering turn number 2. Telepash gives him plenty of room, but enough room so she can get the run entering the little S-bit that nobody cares about. Talger slings it a bit wide, trying to get the run and the advantage into this right-hander. Turn 5 as, Topash, that is wide. Jesus, that 3 car is ill handling. Not something you want, especially at this part of the track. And she's on the curb again. Oh, that 3 car. They really need to make some adjustments. Jeff Bonner, car number 35, the teammate to Trek Talger, running deeper in the field, just inside the points. This is the battle for 24th between him and Tesla Wolf onto the curb, and they both keep it sideways on the part of the track. That is very easy to lose it. Everyone clean though. Dylan Speeds has pit the car a few laps earlier than expected. However, he only took 2 tires, so I wonder if Team Red Bull are trying something to get both their cars up, back in fighting spirit. Kelsey Topash though is hammering position. Sam Mee managed to get around her after she ate the curb, and she's falling prey to Dakota Brothers. The other Red Bull who hasn't pitted yet, Eric Monaco, is up inside the top 15. He has left everyone else who is apparently well behind him. You can see there's Ingiersson, Stolarska in 20th. So Eric Monaco, despite now having a legal car, seems to be going faster than he did when he had an illegal one. Sam Mee hits the pit lane. That is scheduled. This is also scheduled. Car number 42 hitting the pit lane on lap 8, along with most of the leaders. Talger is in. That's the top 3. I see both the Consport cars are in. This is a lap later. This is exiting the pit. Sam Mee is trying to get back to 74 and 89. So Talger did have a great stop, it looked like. Sam Mee is right around where she would have been. Yeah, this is actually no. Ada Jackson, a great stop, is at a 3-wide trying to track Talger. That caught the 74 by surprise. Ada Jackson's got the power down. Sam Mee gonna fight off the 74. Looks like this is a not really good place to be. She throws it on the inside of Jackson, and she's around. That was for 3rd, the net P3, and she threw it away. Something that we kind of didn't mention. Eric Monaco stayed on an extra lap. Now a lap doesn't really earn you points, but it earns you money and a little pride. Considering he started last and he led a lap, I think most of the field should be concerned about the title battle and the race battle. Bulgar Daniel streaks by the pit lane. There is Monaco. Eric Monaco has went from 15th to 3rd after staying out long. It took him 10 laps, and he's in the podium position. And his teammates in 5th. So Team Red Bull went from effectively occupying the last 2 rows of the grid to inside the top 5. And Astra, on the other hand, along with Kelsey Topaz, had a long stop. The 18's crew looked like the Bad News Bears while they were making heavy adjustments to the 3 car. Meanwhile, inside the top 10 is Rich Roy. Behind him is his best friend, Randy Thornton. I mean, best friend, they wrecked each other about every race in 2021 in order to win the championship, which I might add, Randy Thornton was successful in winning the championship, not wrecking her Troy, though she had some successes. Meanwhile, more important news, we got battle for third between the 2 Rebel boys of Dylan Speed and, Monaco. No team winners at Rebel as they both almost threw it off the track trying to pass each other. Aiden Jackson's going to try to capitalize this by trying to get around the 83, who is a title rival. Aiden Jackson is 300 points and is still over 100 points back behind the 80. Oh, contact! They're both off the road, and that's a big shunt for Monaco. Jackson's in the wall as well. That's both their days done. Looks like Jackson kind of forced Monaco to hit the curb and didn't realize that, well, the curb spits people back out on the racetrack. Regardless, that is day done for the pair of them, and not good if you're the championship leader. He's already 25 points in the hole after the qualifying, and now this. Yikes. And Astra is also now starting to hemorrhage positions. We cannot play their radio, but whatever they did on that pit stop has hurt the car. They're falling back a lot. So this 18 car is struggling. Astra doing the best they can. I'm trying to fight back, get the position back from Berlin. This is for 15th. But yeah, this 18 car, if that Toyota team keeps on making mistakes, it's going to be a long day for the Fenwickian. That being said, Astra holding on the best they can. As now, this is the battle for fourth between Trek Tauger and the Dakota brothers. The other Consport car is Callie Mayer, who is settling nicely this weekend as the 50 is making a move on Tauger. Tauger gives him space, but is going to try to fight it. Tauger giving someone space kind of as a surprise. Tauger can be hard to pass, but is usually respectful about it, unlike some people in the paddock. That 29 car, as Ace Smithley hits the pit lane, and 1 lap later, so is Dylan Speed. This is scheduled for Speeds. He's an alternate strategy, so is the 14, but the 14 strategy is dictated by the damage she has in that car, as this is the battle for, I think, 24th between Sebastian and Holiday. Regazzoni also at the pits, and they're going to split them. Regazzoni merged at the wrong time. Nothing really he could have stayed on the inside, but that car is so full of holes, it's not even funny. Regardless, battle 24th continues after navigating lap traffic. As the Toyota mates of Wesley Jewell and Brady Thornton. Jewell had a poke at 13 car, slides back in line. I think the 13 locked up though. These 2 teammates are probably the best. Oh, the 13 sideways a bit, saves it. Here comes Wesley Jewell. And of all the teammates on the grid, the exception of Ferrari and Team Dart, or excuse me, Team Dart and Ferrari, and maybe even the Scandinavia Sport, these 2 drivers are probably the most equal teammates out there. On top of that, these 2 seem to get along rather well, which is more than I can say than some of the fast teams who are constantly at the front of the field. Granted, bad luck seems to strike the 2 teams the most, as Olivia Starlarska is now pushing on the battle for 10th. She's going to make a 3-line like Boger did earlier. That's a risky move, as she's alongside them. Yeah, sends it. What a send by the 8. She's going to get both of them. What a move by the pole. So, whatever issues Kelsey Tovash is having, Starlarska is clearly not having. That Leonard has really come to life following that first round of pit stops. So at least one half of the Team Dart team knows what they're doing on how to make a race car setup. Back in the battle for the later points, we got Leah Lang's having a horrible day. We know road courses aren't her strong suit, but this is kind of sad. Same with Holiday, but the Mid-Atlantic cars have struggled on the road courses since their introduction to the sport last season. Regardless, Lang trying to get 2 for 1. Sebastian's on the curve, and around goes the 16 and 75. Both are in the wall. Both would continue, but a bad day for the 16 continues going for worse, as another driver having a not-so-great day, Zingy Harrison. Which is the problem, considering the 83, her nearest points rival, is out of the race. She needs to capitalize, and running in like 17th is not how you capitalize. Looks like Astra that has figured out that car, because they are no longer hammering positions, as Telepath hits the pit lane on lap 14, and an engine has gone up in flames. That is Jeffrey in car number 53. So that's another weekend after Gravis City that the Rich Ware cars have no luck. Brian involved in the lap 1 Schmazel, and the 53 is on fire. As we have, looks like most of the bottom half of the top 5 hitting the pit lane. That's Roy, Stolarska, De Thorn. I see Mayer's in as well. The next lap, lap 16, it comes the 1 car. And with the fact that she's pulling away from Jimmy Logano, who's also at the pit lane, and Eric Monaco out of the race, this is shaping up very nicely indeed for the Scandinavian sport driver. Still looking for her first win of the season, though she has a stupid amount of laps left. She just seems to have no luck at all. It extends the gap on Jimmy Logano. Following the pit strategy, here's Kyle West and Nate Smithley. Both drivers looking for rides next season. This might be Smithley's last start. And the 1, and once again, she gets checked into the wall by, lap 1 was a bit, I think, too many cars in one spot. This time, it's Kyle West making the same mistake he made earlier. And the 14 is done for the day. Dakota Brothers, this 50 car, currently running, that looks to be 3rd. So, Evergreen Desert Racing has finally come alive in Normandy. That's where we are. He has got Dylan Speeds, though, running him down. Speeds, his car seems to get quicker as the run goes on, which is true for most of these cars at the tire compound. But Dakota Brothers gonna, actually, no, I don't think Dakota's fighting him. And he's just gonna let him go. Smart move. Behind these guys, this is the battle for 5th between Tauger and Mayer. Tauger has fallen back a bit, but still an incredible run. And Mayer, for the first time all season, looks like she has confidence in the car. And another bad pit stop made by the 18 crew. I know this is an audition for Astra, but if any pit crew members are looking for new jobs next season, or this season actually, the 18 might have a few vacancies, because they have let Astra down time and time again. Battle for 2nd between Dylan Speeds and Jimmy Logano. I know we said the battle for the lead might be over, but if the Speeds keeps the speed up, Jimmy Logano tries to run him off one. That would have been a penalty. You're not allowed to run people off the track like that, but regardless, they both keep it straight. Speeds doesn't flinch and now has to run into 13, and he's going to clear the spot. I think Dakota gave him that, or Jimmy Logano gave him that, considering he almost drove the H off the road. Rich Roy is stuck behind Christopher Regazzoni, his good friend, and his not good, so good friend of Brady Thorne's behind him. He's trying to peek his nose underneath the 64. The 13 tries to go through. Thorne trying to make a 3 wide in turn 4. That's unideal. Back to that one. Regazzoni goes wide, trying to let the both of them go. Former teammates of the 13, so he's good friends with both of them. That was close. Lap later, though, the Thorne says, "Hi, remember me?" He's going to try to fight the 29, this time without the lap cars. Roy hits the curb, but uses it to defend. May have been some contact. If there was, I don't think Thorne would be too impressed by that. These two do not get along. As we mentioned, their 2021 title fight was destructive. I think there was contact. There looks like it. And I think Wesley Jewell confirms what what we saw on board with Rich Roy entering this left-hander. Yep, that's a bump. That's a bump and run. It's been a while since we've seen that. Roy loses the spot to the 13 car, probably fuming inside his helmet, but regardless, all is fair in love and racing. As Speed hits the pit lane. And now, the Team Dart drivers have caught up to this mess. Looks like Topash's car has finally starting to handle the way she wants to handle, though I don't think it has the pace. I wonder if they threw a qualifying setup on that 3 car. I just wonder. Anyways, Wesley Jewell trying to line up Rich Roy without letting Stolarska in. Roy trying to find up the 19, but I think his target has his crosshairs are on the lady in black in front of him. Randy Thorne picked up that name after driving an all-black car in her 2021 title. As Jewell is under attack from Stolarska, Roy's going around the outside of Randy Thorne. That's a risky move. He's going to make a pay off the Carolina Reaper. The driver up next in North Carolina got that nickname for his hot temper. Now we got Team Dirt versus Toyota on 2 separate occasions. As the Team Dirt cars are on the outside, the Toyotas are on the inside. So that corner that's going to switch entering this hairpin. Rich Roy loving what he's seeing. As long as the Thorne is occupied with the 3 or with the 8, he can drive away. As Jewell is trying to hold off Topash. Topash still seems a bit timid with that 3 car. not as aggressive or as forceful as, say, Stolarska is, who's trying to go around the outside of turn 13. I don't think that's going to work, kid. As the Thorn holds on for now. Tobash gets a good run out of 13 on Wesley Jewell, though. Great battling here. This is why this track is a favorite. Very pretty looking, very many passing zones. And we get battles like this, side by side the entire lap. Where else do you have this happen? Outside of like maybe Red America, the Thorn screws up the carousel and allows Stolarska to take the spot. No, the Thorn's fighting back. Good fight for just outside the top 10. Meanwhile, just outside the top 20 is this 22 car, but Masana. Her season has gone from bad to worse to terrible after that outing. Oh, after Swift Motorsports closed and she's made contact with Dylan Speeds. Rumor has it she's either going to Dodge Walker Racing or Alex Autosport next season, so greener pastures are ahead for this driver of the 22 car, as we got the battle for 5th heating up again between Callie Mayer and Trek Tauger. These two have swapped this position back and forth countless times. Very fun back and forth battle between the American and the Brit. Mayer replacing her stepbrother after Devin Butler has developed tinnitus. Butler has adopted the driver liaison role over at Connor Sport as Tauger and Topash hits the pit lane. Several other drivers have also hit the pit lane here as troubles for Evan Carson. Carson was making his way through the field after last race, and looks like the team they're in no rush. That car might be done, or that might be a loose wheel. Regardless, he's in a very bad spot on the racetrack. Brings it to a stop, and that is going to be our first caution on lap 23. And the top 3, 4, 5, 6 cars have been burned by that. Callie Mayer picks up the field as the race leader. Dakota Brothers hitting the pit lane. I think just expecting a messy restart with faster cars in the back, cars with damage, and cars on wore tires in the front. Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, things are about to get good. Green flag on lap 26 of 36 here in Grand Fenwick. Mayer got a decent start. However, Stolarska didn't. The Thorn's looking underneath her. Roy's looking underneath the Jeff Bonner car, who has not had good short-run pace. Mayer, this is the first time Mayer's leading a race. He's made contact with Stolarska. Stolarska gives her a bump. That's going to open the door for Brandon Thorn. The Thorn slides it. Roy doesn't slide it as much. That's going to allow him to gain time on both the 13 and 8. Mayer slides even more. That 96 car's all sorts of out of control. Roy in a second. Stolarska looking underneath the 96. And Garrison and Astra are there. There's contact, and I think the 96 hit the curb and spun off the 2's bumper, and the pressure of leading a race has gotten to Callie Mayer. The pressure of leading the race that has not gotten to Brady Thorn. It did Hungary. However, her old rival, Rich Roy, is in her mirror. As we mentioned at the restart, Dakota Brothers and Lou Hemmington both hit the pit lane coming to the restart. I think they expected a little bit more carnage, and there wasn't. Jeff Bonner, on the other hand, currently sits, and I think that's outside the top 5. As we're waiting for Scordington, or actually, yeah, that is 6th, because that's Ann Astra, and Astra took full advantage of the last caution. Her pit crew actually had a halfway decent pit up for once as well, which helps. And Bonner picking up her Tauger left off. Tauger has fallen through the field thanks to that ill-timed caution, and now AK Racing still has a chance to get a top 5, because Tauger is actually just outside the top 10, so all hope is not lost for Tauger to have a good run. Astra trying to make a move on the number 2 car. Not close enough. And I think Bonner wants them to make a move. And yep, Astra's inexperience is going to catch them out. Try to make a move on the outside of this corner. You can't really do so. Bonner has the run. Onto the curb is the 18. As a bit of a heart attack for Bonner, but Astra able to keep control. And here comes the 35. He's going to have a huge run on this left hand. He's already ahead of the 18 when they get into this corner. Astra fighting back, though. No fight in the a lot of fight in the Fenwickian, excuse me, as Chris Rigazzoni hits the pit lane. He is having more issues. Meanwhile, lap 27, Rich Roy is having a look on his old friend in turn 14, side by side. He does not clear the 13 actually. The 13 is a good run out of the corner. Solarska sitting in the wings. I think she wants to pull a through maneuver like she did earlier to the Toyota mates. However, Roy gets the run out of turn 16, and it's been a while since they've submitted the new race leader, Rich Roy, as Harrington set the pit lane. This is scheduled. This should be everyone's final stops if they haven't stopped already. Roy enjoying the lead for the first time since Argentina, where he then promptly threw it off the road and then decided to get into an argument with competition director Ryan Matthews. Usually doesn't go well. The Thorn though, wow! That 13 car hit the curb, slid it, but she's going to use the momentum to her advantage. And I think Roy moved out of the way so he didn't get ran over. Regardless, the 13 back to the front. Roy, he went a bit too wide. He hit the curb. Here comes Solarska. That was a mistake. I don't think that's the pressure getting to Roy. I think Roy was too target fixated on trying to run on the 13. It will lose 2 spots because of it. Bonner's actually making a move on Ninky Harrison in the background. It was Roy going to try to fight it. Late braking goes wide. Or he's playing it fast and loose with the brake pedal, it seems, as this is the car who is leading the cars who pit under the caution. It's Ingy Harrison, and she is absolutely flying. She's about 5/10 quicker than anyone else on the racetrack. So if you don't think she's driving mad, think again. She is absolutely on the chart. She's trying to fight off track Talger. Talger though giving her fits. And exiting turn 1, will she finally clear the 74? No. Talger keeps spinning it. He has the draft from Mick DeCue, who's having a quietly good run in the 33 car for AP Autosport. Pulls alongside the 1. Bulgari going to keep her foot in it. Might have the advantage entering this last section. Talger throws it in. I think there's a bit of a panic in that 1 car for a second because she almost drove off the circuit, but Talger's defense will fall short as Bulgari will take the spot. As Jeff Bonner now looks like his crew is ready. He is peeling into the pit lane. Still a good run for him, and I see Dylan Speed's pitting behind him. The 2 car of Ingy Harrison. We didn't mention this with that yellow, and with Monica out of the race, same with Ian Jackson. She is capitalizing big time. Expect a huge jump in the points from the 2 car. Looks like the leaders have caught Christopher Regazzoni, and rather than try to pass him, they are all just going to go into the pit lane. Probably a smart move, considering that I think it might take them a little bit here around that 64 car. And I think against Regazzoni, that car has just been beaten all to hell. And the Thorn is going to get out ahead of the 29, ahead of the 8. There's Dakota Brothers. This is the battle for the effective race lead, I believe. Harrington is side by side of Dakota Brothers. Harrington on warmer tires. The Thorn's still sliding around cold tires, and Penn Harrington gonna try to go. Harrington's Team Star USA stint hasn't been too pretty. Has had a few sloppy races and misfortunes, none of their undoing. Penn Harrington around the outside of the 13. That is net P1 once everyone else pits, which some of the people are doing now. Astra, Tanner Hill, and Bulgari all into the pit lane. Same with the 17, I don't know who else was that. And there's a problem with the 8 car of Stolarska. Stolarska is reporting her oil pressure light is on. Not really a good sign, but that car is slowing. She missed pit in. She's trying to draw a caution for her teammate. Her car is going to stop on the main straightaway. That's going to have to be yellow. Bulgari's exiting the pits now. Yeah, second caution, lap 32. This is going to burn the 56. This is going to burn the 42. And it's going to burn the 26 of Kirkland, as the car ahead of the 420 is this car. So Bulgari Daniel might be in trouble, and she is. She's dropping fluid. Bulgari Daniel's out of the race. So 2 of the cars who were in contention for the race win are out of it with less than 5 to go. The driver in contention coming to 2 to go is a driver who hasn't won yet. Wesley Jewell has been on the cups of winning an international racing league race since he joined the sport in Toyota's junior team. He's got his teammate who hasn't won a race since the 2021 Ohio Grand Prix, and a 29 car who has been known to make very aggressive moves, and he is starving for a win. Green flag for the final 10 laps here at Ground Fenwick. Ingy's picking up line, trying to get around the 35 car. Roy's picking up line, trying to get around the 13 cars there, turn number 1. The 13 is side by side with the 29. Jewel is loving this, but power down and go, son. You have two of the best running you down. Roy is now side by side with his old rival as they come down to turn number 2. All sorts of pin behind him. Joel has the advantage. Roy throws it in. Into turn 2, he's got Dylan Speeds behind him. He's got Ingy Harrison behind him. Thorne cannot keep the Carolina River behind him. She's going to slide line. That car is sideways. She's on the paint. Dylan Speeds is going to go through. Ingy Harrison's going to go through. Brandy Thorne has just had the worst possible restart in the match. She's on the curb. Contact with Mick McHugh. But they both save it. They've saved it. But at a price, they're side by side. Ingy Harrison's in a prime position to make Monica pay for his errors in qualifying in the race. Side by side with Speeds can't get it done. The 82 is just too powerful. McHugh's sideways. And the 33, that was a near disaster for both of him and the 33, but he's coming back. Thorne is trying to hold off the 33 car as they've taken the white flag here. Edgar Fenwick, there's a car, I think, smoking in the background. Thorne's going to have to run down the main straightaway. McHugh's forced to fall back on line to have a shot into turn number. No, he's peeking out late again. He's going to have a run into turn 1. He takes it. Car 33 up to 5th. The car that we thought was smoking was the 45 of Penn Harrington. They picked up a tire up and are going to force the pit before they shred the tire. Rich Roy has gone from trying to run down the 19 to trying to keep Dylan Speeds behind them, whose name has shown how quick he's been today. He's around the 29. I don't think Roy can stop him. Speeds clears the 29. Roy tries to look low onto the curb. Doesn't lose too much time or too much control. But ahead of him is this man, Wesley Jewell. Since he's driven for the junior team for Toyota, has been near a win multiple times. He finally is going to break through. We're going to hear the God Save the Queen as Wesley Jewell wins. Speeds makes the recovery to 2nd, and Rich Roy is back on the podium in 3rd. Whew. Ingy Harrison comes home 4th. Nick, who helps his Independence Trophy first by coming home 5th. Brady Thornton and Topaz really didn't want to talk to anyone post-race. Astra, though, came home 8th after having a fight and uphill battle all day and should be very proud of themselves. Jeff Bonner comes home 9th, a good result for him. 10th place, Tanner Howell. Hamilton, I think, expected 11th. He didn't seem too upset over that. Barlon 12th. Mare wasn't happy with 13th after her errors. Tessa Wolf comes home 14th, a solid day for her. Same thing for Holiday after that team's struggles. Kirkland and brothers are both in Talgrach. We're all caught up by those late yellows. Baguette Regazzoni made the best they could have with a 19th place finish. Juan Sebastian, despite having damage on that car, comes home 20th. Verstappen, Brian, Lagana, and me all round out the points. And taking a look at the points, Eric Monica's lead is, well, it's now attackable. Let's put it like that. Ingy Harrison has put herself in striking distance of the driver of the 83 car. Speeds and Jackson are tied on points, and a few more misfortunes for the drivers ahead of them, like we saw from Borca Daniels today, could help them a lot. Bullgren and Ivan Carson need a lot of help to get up into the championship up. Same for Jeff Bonner, but I don't think Bonner is really a part of the championship. He's just been putting together solid runs. Same with Holiday and DeThorne and Joel. With Joel's win today, I think DeThorne is more emboldened to make big strides. Speaking of big strides, the series heads up north into the United Kingdom. The round of the United Kingdom and the St. David Circuit, another track that promises to provide amazing racing. We hope to see you there.